Hot mic, hot mic.
Hot mic, hot
What
mic.
up, Twitches? Subscribe.
You want
on
real
Twitch.
hole? Who want real hole?
Come on, bro. Jesus.
We don't need no fake hole.
No.
Hey, I must just say no comment.
Hot mic.
Hot mic, hot mic. Hot mic, hot mic.
Ayo. Hot mic, the only way we can hear each other apparently when I'm on the road. Hot mic, hot mic.
Oh, hot mic. What's up, Twitches? Subscribe on Twitch.
We got
Only
one
seven
dude who,
slapdick in here.
some dude always watches on Twitch, and I appreciate the hell out of you.
Thank you, sir.
What's up, Twitch?
Speaking of, I need like 2 seconds after we get off air.
Word.
Cool.
All right.
Excuse me.
Hot mic, hot mic, hot mic.
Hot mic, motherfucker.
Híjole, chingada.
Giddy up.
Let's get
Let's
it.
get to it.
Live from the Slackers Sports Bar Studios. This is In the Building with Mike Taylor and Rudy J.
Oh, it's D-Bags Ahoy season. Christ was born in a manger in Bethlehem in the Middle East in modern-day Australia. Israel, in modern-day Israel. On 25 December, according to the Western world, the anglicized world, it's the giving season. It's the spiritual season. It's that
When
season
Mike
of
goes
love.
biblical, I'm always shocked because
It's the season of good feelings and cheer
Okay.
and Japanese
Did you watch-
porn. And
Did you watch
douchebag.
Mary? Have you watched Mary on Netflix?
No, is it a story about
Jesus
Jesus Mama?
Jesus Mama.
That's a lot of pressure when you're Jesus Mama.
You mean the alleged virgin that had 3 men show up with gifts?
Yes, the wise men bringing myrrh and frankincense. What was the other old school?
It was a good
What they eat
cover
back
for
in
her.
the day? Okay, dude. Let's be careful here right off the top.
Apologies,
I think
to,
that's funny.
apologies to all the CBC attendees.
Okay.
Hey, you
I
know
think
who
that's
who
extremely
executive
funny, what you
produced that
said.
movie? Joel Osteen executive produced it.
Oh my God.
Seriously.
Former Bagtastic Voyage candidate. He's been in the tournament like twice, Joel Osteen. People call him
Which one?
bullshit on him because he would close down his church during floods and pandemics because he didn't want the riffraff in there unless they were given 10% of their income. And
Dude,
remembers,
which
what's up? Money right off the top. Look at that. What's up, Kevin?
which person did I get in trouble for putting on Death Watch?
Billy
Didn't I get you in
Graham.
trouble? Oh, I got you in trouble.
You didn't
That
get
was
me
my
in
fault.
trouble. Just because you get a cease and desist from somebody's people don't mean that you're in trouble. But in good faith, they politely asked me to remove Brother Graham from our Bagtastic Boy. So years ago, Rudy had the late Billy Graham, America's preacher,
A man of faith.
on his D-bag team, and I mean his Death Watch team rather. And I literally me and Jim Bob got a cease and desist letter from Billy Graham Ministries based in like Augusta, Georgia or something like that. And so because they reached out and I should have kept the email. It was historical. I agreed to, and I asked Rudy,
It was cool.
it was fine. It's cool. Sometimes you don't exactly do what you think you should do or have to do, but you do it for the greater good,
Well,
We did
and
it for the
also,
greater good.
it was cool that it reached them. That was the win. Like, who cares about winning the contest? The win was Billy Graham's people reached out to the Mike Taylor show. You know what I mean? Like, it's good to know where your reach is. You know what I mean? That was the
Yeah.
win. Like, sure, we'll
That's
remove
back
it. No
when
problem. I get it.
Dude, that was back when the website was having like 1 million unique visitors every
Yeah,
3 months or something. And they
yeah.
sent corporate down here and they were asking our managers, these sports dudes you have on this little dinky AM stick that y'all have, how are they getting a million? How are they getting a million unique likes and
Like,
views? And I'm
I'm
like, well,
effing Mike Taylor.
we put dead. Well, we talk about dead celebrities and we put titties on our website. I mean, it ain't like
Yeah.
we're geniuses, duh, And then that got kiboshed, of course. You know that story, right? We got Peter, and I love Peter, and we talk to this day. He's one of my mentors, and well, he was. Now that I'm not in the radio, I need a podcast mentor. Anyway, um, it's funny now, but Jim Bob and I got so pissed off because Peter started cracking down. Well, corporate started cracking down on the stuff we were putting on our website, and so to be dicks, one day we put two girls in full burqas on the website, face covering and everything. Oh, it pissed off Peter something awful. Our chicks of the day were Afghani women in burqas. So those were different. Okay, that was a different time, a very different time. Here's what I've known in 2 days. LG being in Japan, all I want to do is I want him to come home because him being in Japan has stirred up nothing but porn and cochino talk for the last 2 days. Because he's in Japan, one of the great porn countries of our world. All right, you can donate money
We
if
already
you
got
want to,
money
and
coming in.
two people already have. What's up, Kevin Harrison? Just gave in $4. Pair character exaggeratedly stretching his arm forward to offer a cup of coffee.
What? Oh, thank you.
Okay.
That would mean
Yeah, thank you, man.
he bought a super sticker, and that's the text version of the sticker.
Oh, very good. Excellent. Thanks for buying a super sticker, Kevin. That's kick-ass. Explain to Thunderdome what a super sticker is, LG.
If you're watching on YouTube, you'll see like an animated emoticon, like a sticker.
Mm-hmm.
But since we're like text version, for some reason it translates to text for us, and it just describes the sticker.
Oh, that's funny. So that's AI. Character exaggeratedly stretching his arm forward to offer a cup of coffee, rather than the picture we get the
That's
ridiculous
AI.
dirty text of it. That's weird.
Yeah.
Isaac with another $20. Thank you, man. Good morning, fellas. Hope you and your families are well. Rudy, didn't you have Whitney on death watch one time?
I didn't draft many black people.
That's racist. I got shit. I had Bobby Brown. I
remember.
and Little Bobby, Bobbii.
I
and she-
remember.
that was
Eh,
I scored
dude,
81 points on that death.
Dude, I used to be so cringed out, but I liked Mike and I liked his bits, but until you're in it, you're like, I can't believe I'm doing this shit. And people would be tweeting me, Rudy, pick this person up, and I was just like, dude, this is a lot. This is a lot.
That's how everybody. I'm like Greg Popovich. Everybody wants to play for me, but they don't really want to. You know what I mean? Everybody loves what we do. They just don't want to be a part of it. They're happy watching us do what we do rather than join us, and that's fine. That's okay. All right, let's get into the D-Bag Challenge, shall we, here this morning on In the Building, of which you can absolutely shoot us some money via the Super Chat, or you can buy a super sticker, you can buy coffee. LG will put that link on there in a minute. The Bagtastic Voyage Championship, a.k.a. the D-Bag of the Year Award, as voted on by the people. It's a bit that I created, but the people vote because I am a capitalist. I am a Democrat, which means I am a member of a democratic society, and I believe in the will of the people. And yesterday, let us congratulate one Luka Doncic, the noted Dallas Mavericks superstar, who cruised past Kansas City Chiefs kicker Harrison Butker with 64% of the vote. That is now final. I can write that down in the official books. 64% for Luka. He advances into the next round. Good congratulations to him in his first ever D-Bag matchup. This is the first time Luka's ever been nominated. I wonder why this year, because of all the bitching during the playoffs probably and earlier this year. And of course, he's a Maverick, so Spurs fans in South Texas are going to nominate Mavericks all the time if they can. But he does do a lot of bitching, you know.
Oh, God. Too much. It's to the detriment of his team sometimes.
Yeah, I think he's gotten better.
But like he's sitting there arguing with the refs, and now it's 5-on-4 with the ball going the other way. You can tell
Right.
his half-ass on defense most of the time. But
Yeah.
again, he has been to 2 Western Conference Finals and a Finals. So who am I to judge? I hope
Well,
our foreigner. I hope our international. I hope our Mr. Wemby within his first 5 years. Keep in mind, Luke ain't been here long. Been to 2 Western Conference Finals and the Finals. Hopefully, our Euro can do that as well.
What the fuck is this?
So we can talk shit about Luka, but he helps his team win. Just saying.
Ain't no doubt about that. Ain't no doubt about that. But you can be a D-bag and be a champion. There's a lot of those. Kyrie Irving is one, speaking of the Mavs. So Luka advances. He will take on the winner of today's matchup that has just dropped. These things drop every morning at 8 o'clock Texas time, by the way, for those that are keeping score at home. And today's matchup pits the 15 seed versus the 2 seed. It is the 15 seed head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers, which still seems weird to say, J.J. Redick, who probably would do anything LeBron James told him to. And I mean anything. Whatever it took. You think he'd finger LeBron's butt if he told him to?
Spit on that thing.
So here, I got a new bit going. I've just been over the top just because I want the people to see the looks on Rudy's face. Because that's a funny photo, right? Not your face, but what I said a second ago. That's a hilarious photo. He would too.
You're the head coach of the Lakers because of LeBron. So who knows what he'd do?
I don't think he's going to win, though, because he is up against a man that may win this tournament.
One of the most massive D-bags we've ever. Like, let's say you had a tournament of champions. He could win. He could win the tournament of champions, which maybe we should do that next year. I don't know how many champions we have. How many champions we have?
That's a good question, sir. And I'm absolutely open to a tournament of champions. Maybe like in the summertime.
Yeah, like a tournament of
summer.
Yeah, like a Euro League championship. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Let's see. All right. So we have had
an in-season tournament, an in-season D-bag tournament.
9, 10, 11, 12. We've had 13 champions.
Now we need to be at least 16. We got to be at 16. We got to keep it.
A D-bag World Cup.
A D-bag World Cup.
Yeah, a World Cup. Yeah, that'd be cool. We could. We'll have 14 after this year.
That's
we
an
can
even
give
number.
we can give 2 people a bye, and do it like the college football setup.
Bringing it full circle, Jake Paul could, if he wins this year, he could win the tournament of champions.
Right. So here's our past
champions. Because he's a
champions
colossal D-bag. Who we got?
Right. In going from last year and going reverse, Ted Cruz, Vladimir Putin, Greg Abbott, Donald Trump Jr., Kanye West, Kawhi Leonard, LeVar Ball, Donald Trump, the Kardashians, Wendy Davis, the former Texas gubernatorial candidate, Stephen A. Smith, Chris Brown, and Mark Cuban. Those are the past world champions.
Cuban's won? I'm thinking
Cuban
won your tournament around the time he said the Riverwalk was a pile of shit.
2008. He was the Bagtastic Champion of the Year, and it was he had like 70% of the vote in all of his matchups.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the Muhammad Ali of D-bags.
That was right around the time where he said the Riverwalk was a dump.
I'd have to say Cuban's redeemed himself since then, though.
I agree with LG.
I like Cuban a lot more now.
Yeah, I think Cuban was young and douchey, but also doing a lot of bits. I think a lot of that was guerrilla marketing to put the Mavericks on the map.
Sure.
Especially before they won the title. They won the title in 2011. And here's the thing, and I'm not being an asshole, it's just the facts. No one really gives a shit about the Dallas Mavericks outside of Dallas. I mean, no one. So Mark had to make them relevant.
Lithuania does now. At that time.
Sure, Lithuania does, or
the
wherever
world.
Luka's from.
The world. I think the world. Maybe not
you
in
think
America.
So because of Luka?
Yes.
All right.
Because basketball's number 2 behind soccer.
That's
On a
true.
world
Yeah.
stage.
Yeah. Dallas is, meh. And so I think
I feel
Cuban
you.
was genius in his marketing. He's a marketing genius. So Jerry Jones gets all this credit up there in that city for being the master marketer, which is bullshit. Cuban's the greatest marketer that city's ever produced, and from a sports standpoint, and it ain't close.
I
And I
wonder
think a
if
lot of that was
Cuban.
him being a D-bag on purpose. Mm-hmm.
I wonder how Cuban feels. You remember when Cuban let Diddy design the uniforms? No one's
Sure.
asked him.
Great
No
bit.
one's. I wonder. It was a
Yeah,
great bit at the time. I wonder if they ask him about that today.
Well, go Google. Well, you remember Cuban. Here's the thing: Cuban also got his ass slapped around a lot by the NBA because of the sexual stuff going on inside the Mavericks
Mm.
headquarters there for a while. That Cuban was never directly accused of anything, but he damn sure he turned a blind eye. That's for sure. Dallas is
Oh,
lucky they
what
didn't
was it?
wind up losing picks.
What were people doing? They were watching porn on their work laptops. What
Well,
happened? I don't remember.
his president of basketball ops was a skirt chasing asshole
Yeah, man.
and was trying to get into the skirts of half the women in the office.
Oh, yes.
And they were complaining. Thanks, Matt, for setting us straight on what white trash
My
Euro
bad.
country Luke is
My
from,
bad, Matt.
Slovenia.
It is. You're right,
Yeah.
Matt. That's my bad.
Right.
I think that's no Jokic. That's
They all
Lithuania, I
look the
think.
same, don't they? Where is
Yeah.
Jokic from? Serbia? Who the
Serbia.
hell
Yeah.
cares? I get them all. Those big white Euro trashes, the former Soviet countries,
Yeah.
No, Cuban had a lot of bullshit going on in that front office at Mavs headquarters, and he had to become a grown up, And there's stories, by the way, of like when Cuban first bought the Mavericks, and he went and bought this big ass mansion over in North Dallas. People would
Mm-hmm.
go over to Mark's house. He'd had this giant palace. Like you walk into the front door, and his living room was this massive arena. And he'd have a futon, a TV, and like a putting green, pop a shot. He had a wiffle ball field in his house. Mark took a while to grow up, but I agree with LG. When you watch Mark now, when he does speaking engagements or goes on news shows or a Shark Tank, I think he's a cool dude, man. I like Mark, and I've hung out with
Well,
Mark a little bit. You don't know me, but I've
it
hung out. He just don't
depends.
know he hung out with me. What's that?
It depends because he leans left, so it depends on who you ask.
Well, I think Mark leans. Well, it depends. Mark's smart enough to not. He didn't take the left's point of view on everything. That's for sure.
No,
Especially being a
for sure.
rich white businessman. All right, so it's Jake Paul against JJ Redick. That is the vote today. You can log on and vote on our YouTube page, Love You Hard TV. Go to the community section, and you'll see the entire list of matchups so far, and then today's matchup. And vote. Jake Paul versus JJ Redick.
If you could vote, who you taking, Mike?
Oh, Jake by a mile. Yeah. I
Yeah.
like JJ Redick. I mean, I give JJ shit because of LeBron.
But no, JJ's
James.
a douche, though. JJ's a douche.
Oh, yeah. He is a douche for sure. I mean, he went to Duke and he's a white guy. I'm not saying white guys are D-bags. White kids that play at Duke generally have D-bag tendencies. You know what I mean? Christian
I'm not
Laettner,
saying that.
Steve
I'm not saying that.
Wojciechowski.
You think Grant
come
Hill
on.
fits that? You think Grant Hill fits?
I don't think Grant's a douche. I think there's a stigma.
What about
And
Shane Battier?
I'm being an
What
a-hole.
about Shane Battier?
Yeah. Shane's mom is African American, so he gets a pass.
Elton
It's the
Brand.
white boys. No. The brothers that go to Duke are fine. It's them white boys that go to Duke that have that reputation.
I'm trying to think of a
Christian
I'm trying
Laettner, Steve Wojciechowski, Bobby Hurley. These folks. Like Zion, no one thinks Zion Williamson's a D-bag.
Oh, yeah, he is. He's a colossal D-bag.
Is he? Well, maybe it's a Duke thing.
And I'm
Maybe
still
it doesn't
trying to
matter.
find the Duke guy that's like that had a career of careers.
I thought Corey Maggette had Hall of Fame talent, but he got paid so early, and he mailed in his talent. He didn't put the work in. Corey Maggette could have been a great basketball player. Didn't put the work in. He got by on talent. Grant Hill's probably still the greatest former Duke player ever. I don't think I'm forgetting anybody.
I think you're right.
Yeah,
then
Jason Williams.
this is
Jason Williams is a douchebag. He's a black dude. So
oh,
okay,
he's a
everybody goes to
douchebag.
Duke's.
Yeah,
Okay, everybody goes to Duke's a douchebag. It's that arrogance that you get from playing. And I love Mike Krzyzewski. I love the guy.
me too.
But there is that reputation that Duke guys have of they think they're just a little bit better. Their shit
They
stinks
are.
a little bit less.
They
And
are. It's hard to get
well,
into Duke. You can go like,
sure.
let me send my application to Duke and let me send my application to Arkansas. It's tough to get into Duke. You got to be smart to get into Duke.
Poor
Let's
Arkansas.
be clear.
Yeah, I think you could major in coloring at Arkansas.
Dude, you can major in glory hole at Arkansas. Are you kidding
Probably
me?
so. Yeah.
I
Jay
want me
Billis,
some
he went
glory
to
hole.
Duke. I mean, just and I don't think Jay's a D-bag. You know, and I saw the Christian Laettner documentary, and Christian Laettner came off as just an average rando guy in the documentary all these years later. There's just a stigma that Duke provides. Duke puts out real arrogant dudes, you know, very academics. You can be academic and highly smart and intellectual without being an asshole, but Duke's got that reputation. That all
I'm
being
voting.
said,
I'm voting for Jake Paul.
give me Jake Paul. I don't think it's even close. Jake Paul. I don't vote. I don't want to mess up. I don't want to have anything to do with the outcome. We simply provide a recipe for people, and you can eat it if you want to. All right. It is in the building, presented in part by Texas Cheer Liquor, the official liquor store of In the Building. We've got lit kits for Christmas, a lot of parties and stuff this time of the year. Folks needing booze, and a great way to get you a discount on great booze of any selection is by going in any one of the area 7 Texas Cheer Liquors and mentioning In the Building, and they will give you a 5% discount on all things, including these lit kits that these guys, this is such a great bit. I'm sure, I don't know if it's original or not. I've never seen it before. Whether it is or not, it's a great bit, these lit kits where they put all the different ingredients for you to make a big cocktail, and you fill it all up in that tank there. How much are these things generally, Rudy? What do they run, a lit kit?
From 29 to 59 because some of them are top shelf.
Yeah.
Like the $59 ones. So you can be $29.99 all the way up to $59.99 depending on the type of liquor that is in said lit kit. But every store has them fully restocked. And also because it is December, Mike, I want people to know, and you know this, when you walk in there and you see the gift set, some of them come with a couple glasses. The Buchanas come with like dominoes, or like some of the 1800 comes with like taco holders. The gift sets are the same price as the bottle by itself. So you might as well get the gift set. Get you a couple glasses, get you a couple taco holders, whatever comes in that gift set, because it's on the house. So just know when you walk into a Texas Cheer Liquor, if you want yourself a gift set, it's the same price as the bottle. So go ahead and get the gift set and make sure you let them know that you're in the building.
All right. And approximately like how many glasses of booze we talking that
with the lit kit? It can serve 4 people.
Provides.
It can serve 4 people.
Okay, cool. That's cool, man. It's a good bit.
Yeah.
I just need to quit being lazy and get my ass in there and buy me a lit kit. The last 2 times I've gone in, I was like, I'm going to buy a lit kit, and I wind up buying wine. I need to go get me a lit kit. And just,
you got to do what you. Hey, it don't matter what you buy.
No,
buy.
I want to. It's a good bit. I want to stick one here I want to put one here on my little table that I do the show on whenever I'm at home. So thank you to Texas Cheer Liquor. All right, man. Let's check in with our resident reporter, technical director.
Yeah, I'm ready.
33% business partner.
Not 2 Rudies. I don't want 2
apparently
Rudies.
morphed
One
into
Rudy's
Rudy
enough.
DJ LG and is running our show, just once again proving that we have the best guy when it comes to handling our show, handling our little company. You know, and no bullshit. I'm not trying to be weird, but I recently, a guy that was a longtime program director at a radio station in Tampa, who you know, by the way, Rudy, or he knows you, a guy called John Mamola.
That's my guy. Great
John.
Dude.
John says hello.
Great dude.
John, for years, was the program director at the All Sports station in Tampa, one of them. And reached out to me recently because he had some guys get laid off. Yeah, he had some guys that were a part of that laid off, that iHeart laid off. roster. And
Did John
John's like,
get
hey,
laid
man,
off?
John did get laid off. Yeah,
Fuck.
he's looking for work now. But John reached out and wanted to talk to me about podcasting. I'm like, sure, no problem. So I took the call, and he's like, I'm not really worried about me because I'm a manager. I'm worried about my talent. I've got a few guys here that also got let go that are going to start podcasting. So what y'all are doing in San Antonio and in South Texas is it just looks awesome what y'all are doing. How do you do that? And so, no bullshit. I gave him, I'm no expert. Hell, I'm still learning this myself. I could use a podcast mentor on how to do better. But what I said was, number one, I'm gonna give you 10 things. I wrote down 10 things for you, John, knowing you were going to call me. 2 through 10 are fine, and they're all legit. But number one at the top of the list, if you don't have an LG, it's not going to be what you want it to be. I can't morph LG. So good luck. And I'm not saying that no one on the planet can do what LG does, but we're fortunate to have him. And so here he is once again, getting us on the air, so to speak, from a different continent across the entire Pacific Ocean, reporting live from some hotel somewhere in Nippon, a.k.a. Japan. It is DJ LG. Where are you? I know you've had to switch hotels.
I'm still in Nishi Shinjuku, which is North Shinjuku.
Did you check out the hotel after all, or did you just tell them you wanted to stay there and just pay more money? What'd you do?
No. I moved hotels because the internet wasn't great over there because all the issues we had. So I found a different hotel that actually had hardwire internet in the room. So I'm plugged in with the Ethernet cable right now. So I got a solid connection.
See? How about that for dedication? He literally switches hotels because of the tech issues.
How do you even ask that? Like, I've never gone to a hotel and said, hey, I need continental breakfast and I need a hard wire. Like,
I literally called them and asked. I said,
for real?
How's your internet situation? And they're like, oh, we have Ethernet ports in the room. And I was like, you should have 100 up and 100 down. And I was like, perfect. It's perfect. I'm used to 1,000 up and 1,000 down at home, but 100 is serviceable.
Oh, right. Today we've been golden.
Yeah,
golden
don't say that. Knock on wood. Yeah,
and
buddies though.
Yeah. A bunch of.
Are y'all not staying y'all weren't staying in the same room?
We kind of were. We had like a big room, but now we're all individual now.
Right, because you had to make the decision to run the show. Anybody who you traveling with? How many dudes you got with you? Do I know any of them?
Nah, you don't. Okay. I got two dudes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fellow tech bros?
No, I'm the only real tech dude.
Oh,
I got a dude who's a surf instructor, and then another dude who works in financial, like banking stuff. So
there's so much about him, Rudy, that we'll never know. LG's just the least. He just doesn't. He has his own private scene.
I don't kiss.
I'm okay with that. Okay with.
Yeah, I think it's great. It's great content. When I first started getting to know him, one of the things I realized was you never know what he's going to say. Like, unlike me, because I'm just a freaking open book and just run my mouth. And
me too.
I don't know why. I just always talk about myself. Maybe I would have fit in great with Duke basketball. LG will just spring shit on me. And still to this day, after knowing him, I've known him 15 years, and he'll still spring stuff on me. I'm like, really? Oh, okay. I've just come to accept that there were many things about him I'll never know. But he comes out organically, just in a random conversation. Or if I force it out of him and make him tell me stuff. It's pretty funny. Like, I didn't know he had a brother named Mike until last year. I knew he had a brother, but I didn't know his name was Mike until I literally met the guy in person.
Hey.
It was pretty funny.
So what'd you do last night, LG? Where'd you go?
Last night I just went to sleep.
Y'all are winding down.
Yeah. Today,
oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
What do we have? What do we have
What's
from
up?
Nippon?
Talk to me.
I enjoyed a lot of food today. I went to something called Piss Alley, which is well,
sure.
they've actually changed the name. It's now called Memory Lane.
Whatever.
But during World War II, all the
Yeah.
Japanese soldiers used to go to this one alley. It's just a bunch of like small bars and restaurants where the bartenders are grilling at the same time they're serving you drinks, and everything's on
See,
skewers, so it's all like shish kebab. They call it yakitori, and everyone's queuing it up. They got seafood, chicken, beef, whatever you want, some veggies, and it's real cheap. You just chill there. But back during World War II, all the soldiers used to party there. They get so drunk they just piss in the streets, so it got the name Piss Alley. But of course,
Well,
they couldn't accept
they were
that.
getting
So
they were
memory
getting their
lane
ass
is a little
kicked
bit
in
better.
war. They had to have an outlet since they were getting their ass handed to them by the United
Well,
fucking States.
the bombings of Tokyo probably didn't help that as well, but you know.
No, not the fire
hey,
bombings probably had to put a damper on Piss Alley.
But it's a great place to visit. I recommend going there. And then earlier
Okay.
tonight, I was walking around Kabuchiko, which is the red light district here in Shinjuku, and it's
Yes.
I'm just gonna play a loop of me walking around there.
Okay.
You
Do
can
we
kind
have
of see
audio?
how
I
crazy
like
it is.
it's
But
a too
I
many
just
people.
yeah, it's crazy. The lights, this is the middle of the
I
night, and it
loved
looks
it.
like daytime out there because of all the
How
neon
cold
lights.
is
Dude, it's like 35.
Ooh,
Oh shit,
Yeah, it's pretty cold.
is
dude.
that a
What time?
7-Eleven?
Okay, what time is this, LG? What time
This
is
is
this? You
about
think?
this is about 9 p.m. tonight.
Which is crazy because like if you at any moment I'm talking about it could be Final Four and you're not going to see that many people in downtown San Antonio.
Oh no. Yeah, this is ridiculous, man. But this is like one of the
Well,
most populated areas. Everyone goes here to party. All the bars are open till 5 a.m. in this area.
I
are
still
those
see
your
a lot of
homies, those two
masks.
white boys there? That's your buddies?
No.
Oh.
This
Stop
is
trying
just
to
me
figure out
walking
who
by
he's hanging.
myself. I'm
I
just by
still see a
myself
lot
right
of
here.
There's a lot of masks
Well,
still,
that's always
LG.
been the case here.
Since
Since
the
before
beginning
the
of time.
pandemic. And then this is
Sure.
Hotel Gracery, which has the Godzilla statue up there.
Oh, I see it. Wow, that's cool.
For
I
those of
forgot
you
they
on the
wore
audio version, we're showing downtown Shinjuku right now, or Kabuchiko, the red light district in Shinjuku.
they
Oh yeah,
worship
apologies to
Godzilla
those that
over
don't
there, don't
watch.
they?
What's
They
that?
worship Godzilla. They worship Godzilla.
Oh yeah,
don't
they worship anything that's Japanese culture. Like Nintendo is crazy here. Like
What do
it's
you mean,
number one.
Nintendo? What about PlayStation 5?
PlayStation's big, but Nintendo it doesn't hold a candle next to Nintendo, dude. Like Mario is everywhere.
What?
It's crazy. Yeah. So that's just
This
a
is
loop of
awesome,
that.
man. I got to take my family to Tokyo.
And then you mentioned you wanted to see one of these
Yeah, I
3D
want to see the
billboards. Why does
3D.
it keep
I
Look at
love the
this right
3D.
here. This is cool. Look at this shit. She's coming at you.
That is pause. What's her
So I
name?
didn't
I'm kind of aroused. I'm not gonna lie.
Relax, sir. Relax, sir.
I don't know why. I just am. That's weird.
So you have to look at this from
Oh,
a
look at
certain
that.
angle.
Whoa.
So
Yeah.
if you don't have it on that direct corner angle, it doesn't look
Oh
3D.
wow. Wow. Look at that.
Tokyo, baby.
What a bunch of showy people.
This is awesome.
That's rad. That is cool.
But yeah, that's really all I did today was walk around, had some good ramen, some good sushi.
What's wrong with Ruben Villegas today? He's been so over the top in the chat. Ruben, you're a family man. You're a grandfather, for Pete's sake.
What'd he say?
You can go look for yourself the things he's issued today. He wondered what will happen if LG just screamed out Godzilla and started running. Would it put people in a panic? I doubt
don't
it
think
would,
so.
Ruben. Have you had any pizza?
Yo, wait.
I
LG
had some
just
good
said he
pizza
doesn't
this
kiss
morning.
and tell.
Okay,
I-
very good.
I went to this place called Daisy Bakery, and they had some really good
Okay.
pizza.
Did you ask for the hard wire there?
He don't
Why you
kiss
laying
and
out?
tell.
Daisy Bakery. What
Yeah,
do
it's good.
they have pan dulces in Japan?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What do they got in them?
I don't know.
Why are you acting weird? We're talking about
They got
eating bakery
Fish.
food.
They got like fish floss or something in them. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a lot
Have
of
you had
fish around
anything
here.
other than fish related things to eat?
Yes, I had some really good tenderloin beef today that was grilled up. I had some
Mm.
Wagyu beef the other day and Kobe beef.
All righty.
They're
Okay,
they're
now
real
we're
big on
talking.
beef. You know, there's a lot of similarities with Japan and Texas. They love whiskey here.
Yep.
Whiskey's
Okay.
freaking amazing here.
Yep. They've got some good whiskey at Texas Cheer.
The beer scene is unbelievable. Everybody loves beer.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Beer in Tokyo?
Beer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
beer's a big deal.
Oh yeah.
And
Was it Ichiban?
Yeah.
sure. But and beef, steak, Wagyu, all sorts of beef. So you'll be right at home here.
But how was the pizza?
It was delicious. It was fluffy. It was very light and fluffy.
Where are you going, Shaq?
It was good.
You
It was,
do
I
you
didn't.
do seem tired tonight. Keep in
didn't have
mind
any-
it's 1:00.
The pizza didn't have any meat on it though. It was all cheese and veggies.
You gotta like thin pizza when you go to Japan. There's not a whole lot of
Yeah,
meat on
yeah.
the bones there. It's
No.
It's just the way it's built there. It's very thin. Nothing wrong with a little thin, and it can't be all
Yeah.
big and huge
But
fun pizza. There, it's a different kind of pizza. It's like flatbread, and those are
but
good too. Ruin this world
did
for flatbread. You don't have to be thick
did it
crust
have
everywhere you
the
go.
mozzarella strip or no mozzarella?
Oro.
Yeah, there was a strip.
It was a strip,
Yeah,
little
there was a
mozzarella
strip.
strip.
Yeah. Little strip of mozzarella on there.
I'm sure it was.
Yeah, and then you got to put the white sauce on there too to make it taste good.
Well, it ain't the same without the white sauce. If we don't get the white sauce, then it's not a complete
But
experience.
sometimes
Right.
sometimes they spread the white sauce on top. Sometimes they inject it.
Yeah.
Correct. They
Yep.
do. Yeah. You just have to make sure that if you're going to do it on top and not inject it, you've got something to clean up in case pizza's messy. Sauce goes everywhere.
You have a
Mhm.
warm napkin, a
You
little
have to
warm
be
napkin.
a gentleman. Warm napkin always helps, and then and come back with a dry towel.
Yeah.
Yes. You have to be a
Always-
gentleman
always-
when you eat pizza in Japan.
You always got to keep clean up handy here, you know.
Right. And
Little
you're a tourist.
pepperonis,
You're a
little
foreigner.
pepperonis, or big pepperonis.
There was no meat on the pizza, but you know.
What else have you done today in Japan? It sounds like a full day so far.
I had a great day. Today was good.
I'm sure
walked-
you did.
I walked
excited.
over 20,000 steps according to my iPhone.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Well, dude, I'm excited. I'm excited for you. I'm jealous too. Nina spent 18 days in Japan last summer.
18.
Yo, they
went
they
flat.
I
give
don't know.
they give you 90 as a U.S. citizen when you get here. They're like 90 days
Mhm.
approved.
Wow.
I'm like,
That's
what?
Just
cool.
off the top.
90? Just off the top. That's standard. You get 90
That's like
days.
work.
Wow.
You can come from Mexico and they're not giving you 90 days. Here, you got to go check back in after a certain amount of time. But I don't want to be, and you know what? I maybe because I'm not a great traveler. Like once I hit I'm just being honest. Once I hit day 5 or 6, I'm ready to come home. Now I've never
Well-
been to Europe. I've never been to Europe where I know if you're not going to go to Europe, you got to do at least 2 weeks. I get that, but after 5-6 days, I'm like, shit, man, I'm ready to go home. But then again, I've been to all the basic bitch places. You know what I'm saying? Like all my travel is basic bitch travel. I've never been to Europe.
You're talking
or,
about like
Japan.
Cancun.
Yeah, like you know what I'm saying? I've done all
Yeah,
the basic
Miami.
bitch shit. So yeah. So like, all right, I'm ready to go home. But if you're gonna do
Right.
Europe and you can hit a few different spots, then I guess 2 weeks doesn't feel.
Well,
But Nina did 18 days. I don't know if I want to be anywhere for 18 days.
Well, she visited her son who was going to school out there, and they went like to 6 different towns in those 18
They
days.
squeezed in way too much in that amount of time.
Way
Like
too
I haven't
much.
even
I
got out of
agree.
Tokyo yet. I don't know if I'm going to get out of Tokyo because there's so
Right.
much to do
What's the
here.
greater population? Like 35 million? Something insane like
It's the
that?
biggest
What?
city in the world, most populated city
Yeah.
in the world, number one.
I think it's 35 million people in the greater Tokyo area. 35 million.
Yeah, it's
35. And we
ridiculous.
bitch about our
And
we
it's
bitch about
so
our food.
efficient. So efficient.
Yeah, I hear that too. It has to be.
Yeah.
It has to be. All right, man. So you come home when? Next Monday or Tuesday?
Yeah, I should be home Tuesday if I'm doing the time conversion right. Tuesday.
He don't know
All
He
right.
don't know what day it is. He asked me before we came
Right.
on, Rudy, what is it over there? I was like, it's Thursday. He's like, okay,
It's
cool.
Thursday. It's
It's
Yeah,
Thursday.
because it's now Friday here. So
Right, yeah, it's
Looking
Friday over
forward to whatever else lies ahead over in
there. Piss
Deep
Alley.
Pond, in Piss Alley. All right, let's jump into some punching presented by the official
What's up,
family
punching?
lawyer of In the Building. It is Orlando Kell. He brings us people I want to punch each and every day.
You go first, Mike.
Dude, it's cliche at this point,
Okay.
but how do you not? If sometimes you just have to do it. I don't want to. I'm going to punch the general manager of your
Damn,
Dallas
what'd he do
Clickbait.
now?
So turns out he threw a big fucking fit in the locker room the other night after the Cincinnati loss, we haven't even talked about the Cowboys game.
I'm proud of us for that.
How great is that? I'm proud of me too. I'm super proud. Oh, you mean the clickbaits who had a dumbass touch a block punt a la Leon Lett and tank the game? Yeah, okay, yeah, that team, yeah. So nobody was happy that a Cowboy touched the block punt and then had Cincinnati recover it, and that led to the game-winning score. But the dysfunction of Jerry and how he handled that, he went down in the locker room and jumped on Jim Fossil's ass, the longtime Cowboys special teams coach. Yeah. Fossil's like, what? I didn't tell them to touch the fucking ball. And apparently it got real heated.
Well,
Fossil
see, Jerry
even went
can't.
over.
Go ahead. My bad.
Fossil went over and got the kid. What was the kid's name? I don't even know.
Yeah.
I can't even keep up with the roster anymore. It's so shitty. Jerry confronts Fossil. They call the poor kid over who had just been activated from the practice squad, who touched the ball. They jump his ass, Jerry does, and then demanded to know why Jim Fossil tried to block the punt. Like, seriously, Jerry was pissed that the Cowboys blocked the punt. Fossil's like, that's our fucking job. Why wouldn't we try to block the punt? So Fossil actually pulled out his note sheet and had to show Jerry, look, dude, nowhere in here does it say touch the block punt. The kid screwed up.
This is what I'll say, Mike.
Bullshit. And Jerry's walked this back, by the way, yesterday. He admitted that he overreacted. Actually pissed off that they blocked the punt. So don't ever try to block a punt just in case the kid touches it? How stupid is that? F that shit. It's just, see, I took 2 weeks off and I checked back in and it's more buffoonery. It's bullshit.
And I'm going to say
how
this.
silly is that?
As a person that has made bad decisions after drinking or while drinking.
Join the club.
Yeah, Jerry, you can't come down talking crazy to people after you've been drinking Johnny Walker Blue for 3 hours. Mm-hmm. Like you're not up in the press box drinking water and kale juice. You're up in the booth drinking Johnny Walker Blue. Yep. And you come down, you can't do that. As the owner, as the GM, and again, this is coming from somebody that's highly unprofessional, but my team ain't worth $30 billion. To come down drunk, talking shit to your staff, just sums up why you are where you are, why you've been here for going on 30 years.
Culture.
You're really coming down out the booth drunk?
Pissed that you blocked the punt.
What owner is coming down out the booth out the suite, excuse me, drunk, talking shit to his staff.
Right.
That is insane to me.
Insane.
It's insane.
Embarrassing. I took 2 weeks off and didn't pay attention. I checked back in, and just in time to hear that Jerry had like a sports talk radio caller. That's like something. That's like some shit that some dumb sports talk radio show caller would say. Well, we shouldn't block the punt. Why are we trying to block punts? What? It's insane. It's like you're upset that it makes my head spin. So this is I'm checking back out. Y'all let me know how the Cowboys are doing because I'm checking back out. That's my punch. Jerry Jones for being an idiot.
You checking out? Are you sure? Maybe because I think Jerry's more upset because in his mind, Mike, after they won 2 in a row, he let himself believe that they had a chance to make the playoffs, and then this happens, and he got emotional. Like I get where he's at mentally. Like, damn, every day I'm getting older. Every day it doesn't feel like this thing is getting any better. I don't see any way out. Like I go through that all the time where I'm like, man, what's gonna happen? What am I gonna do? And you get a little bit stressed out and you get emotional, and things that shouldn't piss you off because you don't see a way out. You don't see a way out. So I get where he's at, but he's got to be better than this.
He's not, dude. And now he's old and he's losing it, and it's just worse than ever. He's what Al Davis was at the end of Al Davis's life. That's where Jerry is. And you saw that coming. I knew this would happen. Where Jerry's already an arrogant, myopic problem. Then you throw in elderly age and another marble gone, and you get fits in the locker room. Now, he did say yesterday on his radio show, after I went back and looked at the film. I went back at like a fucking coach. I went and looked at film, and I'm fine. So he didn't. I don't know if he's apologized to Fossil, but who cares if he did? What's done is done. And Fossil's like, dude, I'm out of here. They're all those coaches are like, deuces, fire us.
Yeah, get me up out of here.
Put us out of our misery. Just put us out of our misery. All right, speaking of the NFL, let's do some quick kicks here in a minute. But first, again, it is Orlando Kell.
Yeah, there you go.
This man has got me out of a lawsuit that was filed against me in recent weeks. And I had to call him up. Hey, man, you'll never guess. I've now been sued. Orlando's like, are you kidding me? And, didn't take long. Lawsuit got dropped. We're out of the woods. We're fine. Not that I was worried about it or anything, but, man, take it from me. I've had to hire Orlando.
You kidding me?
And it worked out great. Worked out great. And in the future, going forth, as long as my kids are under 18, it is highly possible that I'll have to contact Orlando again from time to time, and I always will because that's my guy, and it should be yours too. If you need a family lawyer, it is Orlando Kell, 210-775-4995, or email him at orlandokilllaw@gmail.com. You got a punch?
I'll do a quick punch. Just punch the Chiefs. Andy Reid bitching. Look, it is insane. It is insane for them to have to play 3 games in 10 days. It's insane. But the reason I'm punching the Chiefs is, number one, you're not the first team. Number two, y'all get the benefit of the doubt every Sunday. Patrick Mahomes has 100 interceptions overturned because they touched him on the booty. Or they nicked his eyelash, or they bumped the receiver. Like you are fully in Tom Brady. You're in Tom Brady's lane where they're going to give you the benefit of the doubt all the time. So punch the Chiefs for bitching, but always getting the benefit of the doubt every Sunday on every call in every situation. And y'all have earned that. But I don't want to hear you bitch out 3 in 10 days, which is insane because you're not the first team that's happened to.
It's insane.
But the NFL needs to look at that, though. That should not happen.
It's bullshit, and everybody has to do it on occasion. So, but the Chiefs are playing Sunday, Saturday, Wednesday, starting Sunday. So they got Sunday game.
Crazy.
Short week and play on a Saturday. Short week and play on a Wednesday. It's outrageous.
That's insane.
It's outrageous.
But the NFL is screaming, "Oh, we care about player safety." Not really.
Not at all.
There's no way
Absolutely
to recover.
Here, and Chris Jones, their defensive end, he made a good point too. He's like, it's not just about them having us play 3 games in 10 days. It's also our bye week was early this season. If they were going to slap us with this late crazy schedule, give us a bye week like week 12. Their bye week was week 6. They're going to by the time the season's over, they're going to be the team that went the longest without a bye week because
so
they're the Chiefs.
Sunday,
Saturday, Wednesday. So because they're the Chiefs, and that's the way the NFL does, they don't give a shit about player safety. They give a shit about marketing teams and putting their premier teams up there. They're the premier team in the league. They're the 2-time defending champs. They got the best quarterback in the world. The tight end's dating Taylor Swift, and so they're going to put you on TV whenever they can, which is why your ass is playing on Christmas night. Which is why your ass is playing on 2 short weeks in a row. That's what you get punished for winning in the NFL. You get the last pick in the draft, and you got to play a shitty schedule. That's for winning and having a marketable
Andy
team.
Reid. Again, you're not the first team this happened to. I just don't want to hear the Chiefs bitching. That's why I'm punching them, even though they have a good point. But if I'm Andy Reid, I pick up the phone, say, "Hey, how's Greg Popovich doing? Is he okay to talk on the phone? Cool. Pop, I'm thinking about sitting my players on Christmas Day because I think this is bullshit." And Pop will tell him, "You know what? He should sit his stars on Christmas Day."
Awesome. Oh, my God. They sat Mahomes. That'd be so
Mahomes,
awesome.
Sit Kelsey. Sit Chris Jones. Sit everybody that's somebody on Christmas Day.
Tank the game. That would be awesome.
They already won. They won the West.
Mm-hmm.
They're
going to get home field. Yeah. Unless they lose 2 out of these 3 in Buffalo rallies.
Sit your stars on Christmas Day.
That would be so great. Yep. They're going to add an 18th game.
Mike, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that, but just give them 2 bye weeks.
That's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is they have to add an 18th game. This shit where you got half the league playing more road games than home.
Yeah,
there should be an asterisk. There should be an asterisk on every season. They have an odd number of games. It's bullshit. Yeah. Dallas had to play more road games last year than home. And when they get to the 18th game, which they will soon, teams are going to have to start resting their quarterbacks. You're going to have to load manage your quarterback. No one is going to make it 18 weeks. No one.
No, especially not.
And you're so hard up for marketing.
Yeah.
Then you half your quarterbacks have missed time. Half the quarterbacks have missed at least a game by the end of every season. At least. Anybody that plays all 17 games at quarterback, that's a miracle. The odds of that are impossible. 20-80. And so we need to start load managing quarterbacks.
And you have to get the league's attention. And when people started doing that, the league stopped. The league cut back. Speaking of NBA, they cut back on back-to-backs. They cut back on 3 games or 4 nights. They cut back on 5 games or 7 nights. You got to get the league's attention. Andy Reid should sit Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce on Christmas.
That would be awesome.
But speaking of injuries, Mike, shout out to Overshown.
Oh my God!
He'll probably my favorite Cowboy. And again, he's MCL, ACL, PCL,
all of it. It's the worst knee injury.
I don't think he'd probably be back until 2026. I don't think he plays next year, but he's probably become my favorite Cowboy. Wishing
it's unfortunate.
Wishing Overshown a speedy recovery. That sucks.
If he ever plays again, he missed a full year in Austin. He missed his rookie year with the Cowboys, and now he's in this. This is a full year. What he did the other night was the worst, and they were visibly.
I feel bad for him.
Visibly sad on the sideline because they knew how bad it was. He destroyed the knee, and it's the other knee from the one he blew out.
I feel bad for him. I like that kid.
It sucks. It's unfortunate. It's very unfortunate. All right. Speaking of the NFL, there are so many little quick kicky things I wanted to get in today before we get out of here. Joe Burrow's house in Ohio was broken into while he was in Dallas playing the Cowboys. He is the latest high-profile pro athlete to have his house broken into. This is now a full-fledged emergency problem now, and it's not just in the NFL. So Burrow talked about this yesterday, said he feels super violated. He hates that it even got out because he's a very private dude, which I think adds to his cool factor because we don't know a whole lot about him off the
We
field. He's
don't.
very private.
Well, now we know he hangs out with Sports Illustrated models, though.
Well,
And I'm sure that's why he feels violated.
She's the one who called the police. She freaked out. She didn't go to Dallas. She stayed home, and she was out doing something. And so when she got back to the house, she noticed that the bedroom window had been busted out. She freaks out, calls 911. And then now you got like news helicopters hovering over his house and shit. And he's just like, I just feel so violated and gross. But as I mentioned, this continues a string of ball players that have been targeted. It happened to the Chiefs. On the same night, Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce's houses were broken into. The same night.
Because they know they're gone.
Right. Tua yesterday was saying that.
Tua's like, hey, I got motherfuckers outside my house with gats. So come over here at your own risk.
Yeah. Right. So Tua had a car broken into that was parked in his driveway at his house. You know, though they're going to the rich neighborhoods, the gated communities, and figuring out a way to break into folks' stuff.
Well,
so
there's
Tua
no cops because
Tua
it's
hired
rich people, so they don't think, yeah.
Right. Tua has a full-time security personnel team now at all times guarding his family. That's sad. It's a shame. Happened to Bobby Portis of the Milwaukee Bucks. Happened to Mike Conley Jr. of the Timberwolves. And here's what's scary. When Mike was saying this a couple weeks ago, Mike Conley, he was like, it's one thing that they know that we have a game and they know I'm on the road and they bust into my house. They broke into Mike Conley's house. He didn't have a game. He went to the Vikings game that night in Minnesota. He's like, I'm being watched. You know, what do gangsters call that when they go to someone's house and they like scope it out before they hit it? Cased.
Mm-hmm.
I'm being cased. They know where I'm going. It's one thing like, oh, the Timberwolves are on the road. Let's go break into Mike Conley's house. Mike decided to go to the Vikings game that night. Someone was spying on Mike. Hey, he's at the Vikings game. Let's strike his house. How that just makes you feel so horrible about it. You just feel gross and violated, man, and scared. And no bullshit. The FBI believes that many of these athletes have been targeted by the same members of a South American gang. This is not random copycat stuff. This is an organized gang from South America that they're cruising across the country doing this shit. Targeting guys in different cities. Yeah, man.
When this happened in Calabasas / Beverly Hills, whatever, it was some rich white kids.
Right. This, though, they think
like,
is something different.
I feel like it's super convenient to blame a South American gang. Like, I'm not... When I get proof of it, when I get proof that it's the South American gang, I roll with that. Right now, I'm just calling it break-ins. All right? I'll just call it break-ins until I get proof. Because the Menendez brothers were filthy rich and they were breaking into people's houses. All right? That's all I'm saying. Like, the South American gang seems super convenient for me. And I'm not saying that they're wrong. But when I get full proof of that, then I'll roll with that. And I don't give a shit what the FBI is saying. The FBI also was taping freaking Martin Luther King Jr.'s phone calls while he was trying to bring the people. All I'm saying is, like, I don't give a shit what the FBI is saying. I don't give a shit about the FBI. FBI has an agenda too. I'm just saying South American gang. What South American gang? Who? Where? How? When I get proof of it, that it's this South American gang, then I'll be like, hey, all right, arrest the piece of shit. But most of the time, it's a Malibu most wanted motherfucker that lives in the neighborhood, bored,
white people,
silver spoon, ain't got shit else to do but torment and terrorize the neighborhood. That's who this mostly is because they're in the neighborhood. You know, So a car full of South Americans pulls up to these neighborhoods that have 24-hour surveillance at the gate. I pulled up to these gates before. I've been in these neighborhoods before. There's
Yeah.
always somebody at that gate. So 4 or 5 South Americans pull up, don't speak no English, and say, "Hey, we're going to Conley's," and they let them through.
Well, the FBI says these break-ins are all very, very professionally done. This ain't some crackhead looking for copper.
Joe Burrow's window was broken. That ain't professional.
No, you're right about that. Don't know.
And
But if it's like the
it's
same
in
dudes
different
across
cities.
the
Like, hey,
country, that's
we're gonna
scary.
send y'all to Ohio. Y'all go down to Florida. Like, what the fuck is this stuff? I'm not saying you, Mike. I just saying
I
I'm
understand.
not saying, you know, I'm not saying that
I'm just telling you what the FBI said.
I'm not saying that they're wrong, but I just want proof of it. When I have proof of it, but you can't just. I've been living in this country long enough to know that I need proof.
I'm
That's
just
all
saying.
I'm
There's
saying.
also a lot of, and there's also a lot of copycat burglars out there that will copy to throw you off the trail. They'll do the same stuff that's been going on in other cities. So maybe they'll blame a South American gang rather than it was your neighbor's idiot kid who's looking for prescription drugs because he's a dopehead. Could be that too.
Yeah, you
For
just
sure.
get a lot of right
Yeah.
wing nuts. A lot of
Yeah.
right wing nuts talking shit about everybody but Americans. Like, Americans never do shit wrong. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, I'm just so sick of the right wing nuts, especially the ones in our chat. All they do is talk shit. All they do is talk.
Well,
Is LG
Patrick
is
Mahomes is
LG
fine
an
Republican.
atheist? Is LG an atheist? Shut the fuck up. Get a fucking life. LG, if he is, so fucking what? Get a fucking life.
I was raised Roman Catholic.
I'm just saying,
For
like,
the
I'm
record.
sick. I'm sick of some people in the chat. All they do is, only time they got anything to say is when they got to do with the right wing. Shut the fuck up. Get a fucking life, you loser.
Hey, and LG prayed before he hit that pizza yesterday. He's a gentleman.
You
Yeah.
have to say grace.
That's right. And was that her name? In other NFL news,
You too,
Roger
Brian. Have a cucumber and don't chop it up.
what?
Have a cucumber for breakfast, Brian.
Have
Don't
a
chop it up,
cucumber
though. Yeah, just choke on it. Don't fuck. I hate the closet ones. Like, the closet ones, they always like say little slick shit. It's getting annoying. Like, I see you all the time. You got some little slick shit to say, but then you come back, you play defense. Brian, have a cucumber for breakfast. It'll help with your 10-mile run. But don't chop it up.
Hey. I feel like Ice Cube right now. That's my Ice Cube drop. Hey.
Yeah, anyway, let's go.
Okay. All right. Roger Goodell, the NFL commissioner, has addressed the Jay-Z rape allegations because Jay-Z produces a lot of the recent Super Bowl halftime shows. And Goodell says for now it will not have any impact on the league's relationship with Rock Nation. They produce a lot of the entertainment stuff that the NFL does, not just halftime shows at Super Bowl, but like Thanksgiving, although the Cowboys do their own. I think Rock Nation may have done the Detroit one a couple of times.
Mm-hmm.
So Goodell, quote, "We're aware of the civil allegations against Jay-Z's and we're also aware of Jay-Z's really strong response to that. We know the litigation is happening now. From our standpoint, our relationship is not changing with them, including our preparations for the next Super Bowl." Who's doing Super Bowl? It's a rapper, right?
This year is going to be Kendrick, but Jay took
Kendrick
a lot of flack because they felt like he should have picked Lil Wayne. But it's crazy though. If I'm a player, I feel a little hurt by this because it's like, yo, you never stand by us like this. Like, as if this was a player, I'm not saying he would be in trouble. I'm not saying his career would be over, but Goodell would be like, we're going to have to look at this. And this is conduct detrimental to the league. Because keep in mind, we go through Zeke. You know, Zeke got 6 games and was never convicted of a damn thing. And this
Never
is
charged.
far more heinous than anything that Zeke was accused of. So yeah, he
Agreed.
was like, well, Jay-Z's response was, very, forward and aggressive. And I'm like, wait a minute, you don't even stand by your players like this. That's why. So if I'm Z or if I'm the players, like, okay, well, give me the benefit of the doubt, like you're giving Jay-Z as well.
Well, he's giving it to him. Well, Jay-Z means a lot more to the NFL than rando wide receiver or
And I'm a Jay-Z groupie. I'm just saying, like, damn, Jay
right.
get the benefit of the doubt.
And Goodell's paying Jay-Z. The NFL pays for that, not the individual team. Randy Moss's son is upset.
Yeah. So
And
what is it?
lashed
What's the
out.
truth, Mike? What's the truth? Where are we at
Dude,
with
I don't
this?
know. So Randy Moss has now taken a leave of absence, a medical leave of absence from ESPN to battle a health issue. Last week he did the show. He seemed fine. He did a good job, but he was like, some of y'all may have noticed that my eyes were a weird color last week. My doctors told me that I need to wear sunglasses today because of all the lights here on the set. So I don't want y'all thinking I'm being disrespectful. So your boy's going through something. So I'm going to wear glasses today on the show. And all the guys on the panel also wore glasses too to support Randy. 3 days later, Randy announces he's taking a leave of absence from ESPN. ESPN
Okay.
has absolutely backed Randy. Well, it turns out Larry Fitzgerald's dad,
His dad. I saw this.
the Hall of Fame wide receiver Larry Fitzgerald, his pops, has been telling people that Randy has liver cancer. Now, Randy Moss's son has taken exception to that. Thaddeus Moss is his name. Tad Moss, son of Randy, apparently blew up on Larry Sr., the dad of Larry Jr., and called
His
bullshit
son
on him.
cussed him out. He cursed him out. He cursed at
Him
Larry
out.
Fitzgerald Sr. He's like, get your bleeping
Right.
sources right. Yeah.
Right. Brett Favre, what happened was, I'm not even sure that Thad knew about it, but Brett Favre wrote something on Twitter that, I've heard that Randy may have liver cancer. I'm devastated. I love Randy. He's his brother. Favre was saying that. Thaddeus replied to Brett. Tad replied to Brett, hey, man, no disrespect, but that's not true at all. I know you don't. He wasn't being ugly to Brett because Brett's just going on what he heard too. And so what Tad was saying was, get off Twitter with this. No one knows what's up with my dad. My dad will address what's going on when he's ready to. In the meantime, what are we doing going on Twitter? These are 70 and 50-something-year-old people, by the way, on Twitter, acting like they're 18.
Did you see Larry Fitzgerald Jr. say, hey, Dad, he had to respond to his dad on Twitter. He was like, hey, Dad, let's kind of let this play out and give them their privacy
Insane.
right now.
Right now. And we throw kids under the bus. Nah, we're all hypocrites. All ages do this bullshit. It's easy to blame the kids for putting their shit on Twitter. No. This is a 70-year-old man, Larry Fitzgerald Jr. I heard he got liver cancer. Dude, what are you doing? These guys, your son knows
you know
this,
what?
man.
Let's say it's true. I think there's what situation
Still ain't your
was
place.
it? I think it was actually Tom either retiring or Tom divorce. It was something that Adam did.
Uh-huh.
And I was just like, I do
Shifter?
feel like I do feel like there's certain situations where you allow said person to have their moment. Like, again, let's say Larry Fitzgerald Sr., let's say it comes out a few months later, he does have liver cancer. That don't make it right what you did. Like, allow Randy and his family to tell us that. There's certain, you don't have to tell the world. You don't have to be first all the time.
See.
Especially with something as sensitive as liver cancer. And I hope they're wrong.
Understood.
But again, even if he's right, it's wrong.
Right.
That's a private matter, and you allow the family to tell people when they choose to tell people.
Amen. All right. Shout out to my boy Jeff Smith, 75. Just bought us 5 coffees. Merry Christmas, guys. Love the show.
Yep.
Go Frogs.
Tulsa State Fair Skyride was in here earlier with the coffee. He says, when will you guys be ringing the bell in person again for the kettle? I need my topic read.
Well, fine.
I got to do.
You're right
I owe
about
a topic. I owe a topic.
Yeah, we owe a couple. We'll get into them. We'll get into them here. I usually start doing them the week before Christmas, and then for the rest of the year, we'll get into them. The Salvation Army also asked me yesterday, when do I want to do another bell ringing? Let me look at that today and get a date. I kind of want us all three to show up and do one together.
We should.
I think it would be cooler, So let's. And LG's out of town, but let's discuss off the air today on.
Does it have to be at a certain location, or can we decide
No.
the location?
I
Okay.
can
We can
decide.
pick it.
We can't. Yeah.
Okay, well, let's
They'll
talk.
they'll pick a place for us, but we can also choose to do one. So why don't we
Cool,
get
cool.
together, maybe do like a sponsors tour with bell ringing next week when you get home? You down
I've
to
got
do that?
some.
Like
I
an
got. I
hour?
got an idea. I'll talk to you about.
Very good. All right, let's have a production meeting here in a little bit because that is a legitimate question, and we do need to get out and get with that bell. Speaking of Brett Favre, did y'all see the video of Mark Gastineau?
Was that real?
Yeah, I
It
think
felt
so.
re- it felt real to me.
Favre thought he was kidding, but Favre got like real uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So I guess they're at some card show or something, and Mark Gastineau and Brett Favre are at this signing show, this memorabilia show. And Gastineau, the longtime New York Jet, who had his single-season sack record broke by Michael Strahan, and Favre took a lot of shit for that because Favre took a dive to basically give Mike his sack that broke the record.
Mm-hmm.
Gastineau goes up to Mark. Mark's like, "Hey, how you doing, Mark?" Favre's like, "Hey, how you doing? How you doing, Mark?"
Mark's like, nah,
Mark's like,
I don't want, don't.
No, you hurt me, Brett. Brett's like, "What?" And Brett like tried to joke about it at first, like play it off, and like you can see Favre's face, like, "Wait, dude, are you fucking serious? You're really pissed?" And how long ago was this, by the way? How long ago was
I don't know.
20 years ago?
Oh
Like
yeah,
20
I thought you were
years
talking
ago.
about the video. And not only that,
No, when
Gastineau.
he took the dive.
Yeah,
It's 20
it was
years,
20 years. It
Gastineau.
was 20 years ago. And not only that,
Yeah.
sir, you're still number 2. Like, it's almost like someone like me that never played college ball, never played pro ball, hanging on to his high school career. Like Gastineau,
Right.
you've got to come up with something else to identify as, sir. Like, you can't still be walking around mad at this. Like, that's crazy to me.
He's 68 years old, and that's still what defines him. You hurt me, Brett. You hurt me. Look, I think Brett Favre's a massive asshole and a douchebag.
Me too. Should be in
this
jail, by the way.
I'm Team Favre on this. Gastineau,
Yeah,
what a
me too.
meathead. So I'm you know what? I'm making a new declaration right now. It's so easy to throw 20-something-year-old people under the bus for being immature,
Right.
airing their business on Twitter, going up to folks and holding grudges, this kind of thing, being drama queens over things that don't fucking matter. I am going to start destroying Gen Xers and baby boomers when they do this kind of shit.
Because we're supposed to know better. Because we're supposed to know better.
They should be ripped worse than some young 18-year-old
we're supposed
kid.
to know better. We're supposed to know better.
Correct. Right. And we do it all the time. I'm going to start annihilating older folks that do this too, because it's hypocritical of us to jump on younger generations when we do it all the time too. All right. So there's some NFL quick kicks. Show brought to you in part also by Slackers, the official sport bar of In the Building. 5 locations: Nacogdoches, Thousand Oaks, Med Center on Fred Road, North Star Mall location on Rector, and then the downtown St. Mary's location. Big thanks to Slackers for having us out to do our show this past Monday before the Cowboys game against Cincinnati. Had a good time celebrating their winter ball. It was cool. Everybody was dressed up looking great. Rudy and I had all matching sweaters.
We did. I got to post that picture today. I haven't posted that picture. It was a good picture.
It's great. It was great.
Yeah, it was good times.
Thank you to Slackers, the official sports bar of In the Building. We haven't even mentioned Belichick today.
Hey, considering he likes girls young, is this a safe hire for the University of the Tar Heels?
Right, I know. HR has some questions for the athletic director of
but
North
all
Carolina.
kidding aside, can you believe? I'm shocked he took this job, Mike. like all kidding aside, like I'm having fun with the whole. I know he likes young girls or
Sure.
whatever, but
Yeah, what sorority
I'm
is she going to be a
shocked.
part of? She going to
I'm
pledge
shocked he took this
Delta?
job. I just can't see
So,
Belichick walking into some kid's house that's 17 and being like, "What can I do for you? I got $1 million for you from Cane's Chicken, and please come." Like, I just can't see Belichick being the ass kissing recruiter that you have to be in this world. Like, I don't
right, you
see
see
him as that.
Belichick trying to relate to an 18-year-old kid. Hey,
Well,
do you like
he
the Wu-Tang Clan? How about that? You like that Wu? Let's go get some CDs. I'll buy you an NWA CD. You know what?
but
Yeah,
he does have
yeah.
he has a young girlfriend, so maybe he can relate. Maybe she can keep
All
him
right,
up to date.
I have a theory. So I guess my thought on this, because I'm with you, because just on its face, it's like, what the hell? North
Right.
Carolina wanted to get younger, and so they got younger by 1 year. They fired 73-year-old Mac Brown and bring in 72-year-old Bill Belichick, so they did get younger. His only college football experience was as a kid hanging out with his pops because his dad coached college ball for 50 years. He's never
Oh, okay.
coached on the college level. Never. He takes over a Carolina program that's not won an ACC championship since 1980. It's a basketball school. So, I mean, now here. So what I read this morning was he's bringing in Mike Lombardi, who was a longtime assistant in New England in the front office and with the coaching staff. Mike Lombardi is going to be the general manager of North Carolina football. And you're starting to see this more and more now. Programs now have a general manager that just manages
Yes.
football. Right?
Not Adam. Adrian Wojnarowski took that job at like St. Joseph's.
Correct.
Yeah.
Belichick apparently has been spending a lot of time this year with Jed Fish, who was an assistant under him at New England. Jed Fish is the head coach at Washington University. He took over for DeBoer when DeBoer went to Alabama. Jed Fish now is the coach at Washington, and apparently Belichick has kind of been shadowing him. Belichick's son, Steve Belichick, is the defensive coordinator at Washington. He's resigning today to join North Carolina. So Bill's bringing in guys with college experience. Bill's bringing in a general manager to run the Heels. Bill's not going to be going to kids' houses. What Bill's going to do is Bill's going to run the North Carolina football program like an NFL franchise, because now you can pay these kids.
And not
You can
only
pay
that,
them.
I guess his biggest recruiting tool is
Money.
I can show money. I can also show you what it takes to be a pro. Like your son's
Correct.
5-star. I know he can go anywhere in the country, but I'm a Hall of Fame football coach with 6 rings. I
Right.
can show him what it takes to
We're
get
going to
there.
be an NFL minor league team.
Right.
We're an NFL development program. You want to go to the
Right.
NFL, you sign with the Heels. That's going to be their recruiting pitch. And no doubt they're going to get a shit ton of money from boosters because they're going to jump on board.
Damn, good point. I didn't think about that.
More than ever, football coaches can jump back and forth now between the NFL and college football. You know, it's funny because you've seen a lot of college coaches that, like, I don't want to recruit. I don't want to deal with fucking teenagers. I'm going to go coach some pros. This is different. This is the opposite. Bill's like, I'm kind of put out by the pros, old-ass men. I'm going to go
Right.
mold some young minds, be around some young cats, and get back to some old-school kind of coaching. Bill's going to do some old-school coaching, but his general manager is going to run the business. I think they've got a plan that I think can work. I think it can. And with the silly playoff system you got now, this is,
You just got to
again,
be
Bill
top
Belichick.
12.
Probably Bill Belichick now deciding to go build an NFL pipeline program. Dude, we got to squash the fucking conferences so we don't have Boise State with a bye. You know, let's just have a super league already. Let's just get the 32. Let's go get the 32 highest revenue schools in America and put them in the United College Football League. Call it whatever you want, with a commissioner and a whole board and everything. Let's just make it what it is. It's a pro league. Also, this whole bullshit where you got the transfer portal right before the bowl season, that's got to be switched.
That's
got to
go. And I'm all for the portal, but you can't do this. You can't do this right before the
This
bowl
needs to be in
season.
summer. Y'all want to be paid? Fine. I'm fine. We're putting you on
I'm
the
fine with
payroll.
that. Same.
Since you're an employee now, the university college player, it's a year-round job.
Same.
This is your year-round job. We're not paying you for the school semester. We're paying you for the year. You are now an employee of XYZ University. We're going to get rid of the portal right before the bowl season. We're going to change the schedule on that. We got to kill that winter transfer schedule and go year-round football. These kids are employees. This is just more than ever. This is the case. So this is college football has changed forever, and there's no way Bill Belichick's taking a college job without the changes we've seen the last couple of years. It's amazing time.
Shout out to Jay Glenn for the $1.99.
What's up,
are you
Jay?
sad? Are you sad that he's not? That's one less coach on the Cowboys short list, or was that never an option in your eyes?
I don't give a shit anymore about what the Cowboys do. I don't want a 73-year-old Bill Belichick chasing. He's just chasing the coaching wins record. No, I want Ben Johnson with the Lions. I want a new quarterback. I want to tell Micah Parsons, no, we're not paying you. Fuck off. No, you're too small. I want a complete restart in Dallas with a young head coach.
You want a Sean McVay. You want the guy up in Minnesota. You want that type of guy, yeah.
Yes. Gotcha. I want a Mike McDaniel. But the problem is, until the deal is, you got to work for the guy who's going to come into the locker room and chew out your special teams coach because y'all blocked a punt. Not because you didn't block any all year, because you blocked one. That's what you got to deal with when you become the Cowboys head coach. So I don't even care anymore.
I can't believe he did that. That still bothers me.
It's the worst thing he's done all year, and there's a list of 50 things he's done.
This is the worst thing he's done in 10 years.
This proved
you can't do that.
He's absolutely incompetent. He's incompetent. It don't matter if you bring in Bill Belichick or Mike McDaniel or Mike Tomlin, my favorite coach, or Sean Payton, my second favorite coach. You're coaching with an arm tied behind your back by working for them. There's not a great coach in the country who has respect for his career and his legacy who says yes to that. Whoever the coach is next year, I think it's going to be McCarthy, honestly. But until Jerry's dead, the Cowboys head coach is going to continue to be.
Take, Mike.
Yeah, I think McCarthy's back. Until Jerry's dead, the coach of the Cowboys is going to be some retread guy just trying to resurrect his own reputation, a la Mike McCarthy.
That's a hot take. I've never considered McCarthy coming back. So to me, in my opinion, that's a hot take.
Why not? Of course, Micah Parsons thinks he's the assistant GM. He said this week it'd be a shame if they let Mike McCarthy go. It's not fair because of all the injuries. He wants to run it back with the same group, blah, blah, blah.
Good points. Dude, good points.
They were mediocre before Dak got hurt, man. All right, if y'all get a chance today, and I haven't seen it all, watched about the first 10 minutes, go watch this Tony Parker, Chris Paul.
I watched all
on the Spurs website.
Minute.
What'd you think about it?
It was fluff. I mean, it wasn't fluff. It was just a conversation, two really good friends. The two things that I took from it, I took two things from it. Number one, this narrative that what are we, Mike? X? Okay, this narrative that Gen X and boomers have that these players now are too friendly, is do this, do that. 2008, while they're going to Game 7, battling against each other, Tony Parker and Chris Paul are meeting up after the game at Tony's house and at Chris's house, depending on.
Uh-oh.
Right. So we have this narrative as Gen Xers and boomers that, these guys now, they're friendly, they're going to. Tony Parker and Chris Paul, in the middle of one of the best series in Spurs history, are playing video games with each other all night long. And number two, both of them said they're both highly interested in coaching. Tony said he thought he would never do it. But now, with him being the GM of his team in the EuroLeague with the ladies and winning titles, he says he's highly considering it. And Chris Paul said, obviously, he's considering it as well.
Interesting. See,
But
I
other than
see
that,
Tony.
it was just the two guys that are brothers reminiscing. It was cool.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah,
I see Chris as a coach. I see Tony as a front office guy.
that's
I
what he
don't
is
see
now
Tony
for his
coaching.
Euro team.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, he said that too, but he was like, now I want something different.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't see Tony coaching in the NBA. I see Tony running a franchise as the GM.
I can see that too. Yeah, that makes
I
sense.
see I see Chris coaching for the next 20 years like Steve Kerr. That's what I see. Anyway,
Yeah,
it's on Spurs.com. You'll want to go watch it.
sure.
All right, we went
Yeah,
long
go
today
check it
because
out. It
there's a
was
lot
good.
going
It
on.
was good. Cool.
Y'all are welcome. Y'all got some free show today. I got a little
Oh, damn.
overtime. Poor LG needs to go to sleep. Poor LG. I'm sorry. My bad. We had a lot to do. What's on the agenda for tomorrow, Holmes,
Sorry,
before we
LG.
go?
I don't know, man. It's up in the air right now. I got to do some
Very
laundry.
good.
I know that.
No plans.
I only pack 5
Huh.
days of underwear. So
Yeah, he's used 3 pair today.
No comment.
All right, we're done. This damn light starting to make my face turn red. I'm turning it off. Oh, it feels better. All right, we're done. See y'all mañana. Reports from Tokyo. Update on D-bags, and God knows what the news cycle will bring us between now and tomorrow. Love y'all hard. See you mañana.
peace.
This program was made possible by contributions from viewers and listeners like you. Thank you.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.